Hey everybody, Seth Dussault, the voice of the Yellow Jackets here once again, and joining me, my good friend, longtime friend, classmate, Justin Roberts, another member of this special class of 2011, who was the captain of our track and field team way back when, conference champion in the javelin, still holds the school record, 4,635 points in the heptathlon. Just about everything you could have done at AIC, he did. Justin, great to be here chatting with you this morning.
Seth, it's a pleasure. We've known each other for a long time, from that first bus trip to Six Flags on the orientation week. 15 years later, it's been a long time. But thank you for all you continue to do for AIC athletics, and definitely happy to be talking to you today.
Oh, glad to have you on, and glad that we've had continued support from you as well throughout the years. You still come through for a lot of things, but before we get into talking about AIC, let's let people have an update on what you're doing with your life right now.
Yeah, so I'm actually starting a new job this week, upcoming week. Actually, I'm going to be joining the Country Bank team in the marketing department as a vice president, and I'm really excited to join that new venture. So it's a great team, great company, and been working on a lot of that. And so living local here, been involved in a lot of different community activities, nonprofits, including I started one myself, Health Suit of Springfield. I got young men's suits out here in the greater Springfield area. So been active here in Western Mass, loved Western Mass, came out here for college, and now we both just kind of stayed out here.
It's a wonderful place. I grew up here from this area, so haven't left for a reason. It's a great place to be. It's Athletics Giving Week. It's the point of this conversation.
Yeah.
You've been a huge supporter of our athletic department since graduating. What about the experience you had at AIC makes you want to continue to give, even now it's been 10 years since we've graduated?
Yeah, for sure. I think, Seth, it comes back down to the fact that I wouldn't have gotten the opportunity to go to AIC myself if I hadn't got some financial support. And so I think a lot of us that either competed in athletics or went to the school got that aid, and gave us an opportunity to make lifelong friends like yourself. And I'm really thankful for that. And so it's really helped me to get to where I am today. The lessons I learned on the track, off the track, in the classroom, the friends I made, and the relationships I've had over these years has been truly priceless to me. So by all means, when Athletics Giving Week came up, it was an easy choice to make that donation to the track and field team, especially doing so in memory of our teammate and classmate, Jared Torres, who actually just suddenly passed away last week. So it was tough, and wanted to try to do something in his memory, because he gave so much to the school and the team, and wanted to remember him that way.
Yeah, that was a gut punch Sunday night when I saw the news. He was a classmate of ours. Great kid. Everybody I've talked to really loved him. That's not a surprise. We all knew that. He loved the track team too, as much as anybody who's been a part of it that I've seen in the 15 years that we've had the program.
Absolutely, yeah. He was definitely all in tracky. We were roommates, roommates freshman year together, and he pretty much allowed and convinced coach to let us do and play ultimate frisbee as like a cross training sport, and that was his true love was ultimate frisbee. But track was definitely a close second, and he put it all out there. He's a great multi-eventer, high jumper, hurdler, and definitely gonna be missed by a lot.
Yeah, no doubt. I miss him. He was a great person. He always had a smile on his face. Knew how to light a room up just by walking into it. Unbelievable person. The track team that he loves so much, that you love so much, that so many of our student athletes love. A lot of success in the last few years. We've had national champions. I know you mentioned, we were talking before this, being on the track next to Dominic Smith, who was AIC's first ever national champion. Seeing the success of the program, especially in the last 10 years, with all the All-Americans, 4 national champions, how does that validate the support that you've given to the program and make you want to maybe do even more?
Yeah, I think it comes back down to, Seth, being there at the beginning, being a part of Coach Mayo's first recruiting class with Jared and, Maurice Glenda, Michael Branch, Terry Golson, the list goes on of a lot of greats that, we didn't have a track at the beginning of our time. And for the majority of our, college careers, we were going to the Holyoke track, or in the winter we're going to Smith College using their indoor track. And so I think remembering those times, that how we were able to really, bond a great team together, use the resources and areas we had, and wanting to help give back to the current athletes to make sure that they have the best equipment, training facilities, and things to be able to continue to have the success that that team has had. I mean, we're one of the newer teams on the campus, and we've had more success in that short period of time than pretty much I would imagine the entire rest of the school in its history. More All-Americans, obviously the only national champions, and so it's an exciting tenure to have been a part of and watch some of these amazing athletes come through. Glarius Rock, Leaky, the list goes on and on of just these amazing, dedicated athletes that, I learned so much from being on the track. I was new to the sport of track when I came, and I learned so much from so many amazing athletes and coaches. And I wanted to continue to support that. That's one of the reasons I try to support the team however I can. And part of the reason I want to support the school as much as I can as well.
Now, it's not just the track team that's had improvements in the time since we've been at AIC.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, the turf field, which has now just been resurfaced after 11 years, a huge thing. You talk about having a place to play. I know the field hockey team was playing anywhere and everywhere but on campus, and now has a home to call its own. And obviously, immediately after that, back-to-back NCAA tournament appearances for them. So what would you say as a message of encouragement to people who are thinking about maybe making a donation to get them to actually go ahead and go forward with it, in terms of how it can actually be effective in helping the school succeed?
Yeah, no, I think it's more about, it's not about the quantity of giving. No one's asking anyone to give $1 million that you can't afford it. And it's about revisiting your time and the relationships you built, the experiences you had, and wanting to give those same experiences to the next generation of AIC Yellow Jacket athletes. And so whether it's a donation of $5 or $500, it's the act of actually making that donation that really makes a huge impact. And the college can actually benefit in a lot of ways from having more people donate, even if it's at a lesser amount. So I guess the message is really just to, give back to that team, the college in general, to help support that next generation, whether it's, like I said, $5 or $500, it's the gift that counts.
Now, I want to take a look at some of the things that the teams are going to be using the money for, because I think people often wonder when they give money, okay, where is it going? We've got some teams, I know football, men's basketball are looking to improve their locker room. The softball team is looking to get some pitching machine equipment so that they can better improve their batting abilities, which obviously is going to help them succeed. Some teams are looking to cover some travel expenses.
Yeah. I mean, and you hit it right on the head, Seth. The teams, all the teams you're mentioning, they're all amazing teams. And there's so many coaches who I've befriended over the years, whether they're their teammates of mine or classmates of mine, like Ronnie, or, people that I looked up to, like Kristen, people have been there for a long time, like Nick Gleaney, and, Art Wilkins actually just retired. But, some of these long tenured coaches that really helped so many students get through and continue to have great success, not just on the fields and courts and rinks, but off of them as well too. Yeah, Eric Lang, I'm coming back and doing what he's done with the hockey team. This is all possible by all support, and we're doing whatever we can to not just help our own teams, but just help the college in general, because they have that saying, a rising tide floats all boats. And I've always been a big advocate of that. And so I think, more people that can get involved and support the AIC Yellow Jacket family, like you said yesterday, or I saw that video you had about your favorite team being the AIC Yellow Jackets, and I couldn't agree more. Obviously, the track team's close to my heart, but I mean, so many teams are close to my heart. I have so many friends on so many different teams, and there really hasn't been any that I haven't watched a game of, or know somebody that competed on the team. And so supporting the Yellow Jacks in general is something that's always been really important to me, and I'll continue to do it.
Yeah, absolutely. It's the same for me, and I think everybody knows that. Just as an update for those of you who are watching this, by the way, 535 donations have come in so far this week, totaling $65,797, which is really impressive, especially for a small school like ours that only has 1,300 undergrads. What does that say about what AIC has meant to people over the years, in your estimation, Justin?
Yeah, it says a lot. And I think this Athletes Giving Week, that over the last couple of years as we have done it, I think it's only continued to pick up steam and re-engage with a lot of alum. It's easy for maybe you or I, well, you obviously working there, but me living close to the college to get back there. But a lot of us, graduated and are living in California, or, Boston or Texas or Florida or France. I mean, so, they don't have the abilities to come back to campus as much and see that. And so I think the more we can stay in touch with each other and have these continued projects to improve these facilities that we can think of. Again, I remember running our track practices on dirt fields across from the gym because we didn't have a track when we started there. So doing whatever we can to support the school as a whole to make sure that the next generation of ASC Yellow Jackets has the best equipment to use moving forward is definitely something that I'm all behind for sure.
Well, Athletics Giving Week goes through this Sunday. That is the 7th. If you want to make a donation, it's www.aic.edu/AGW. We'll put that link up on the screen for you at the end of this. Justin, I guess the last question I want to ask you today, what's your favorite memory from when you were a student athlete here at AIC? I know it's a tough one.
Yeah, that's a tough one. Favorite memory as a student athlete would have to be probably that first time that the track was finished and the Ronald J. Abdel Fields was unleashed. Those were two great projects that I think moved our programs forward in such great measures, and it was just such a great experience to be able to walk on that track for the first time. And that's definitely something that I remember taking pictures of it, my old flip phone I had, and it was just something that was just really surreal to me, then being able to compete on that as well.
Yeah, I mean, having those put in was unbelievable, and it's interesting. I actually this fall, I was out there on the turf for the last field hockey practice that they had on the now old turf, which is crazy to think because we remember when it was brand new before they replaced it with an.
What are you saying? We're old, Seth?
Yeah. I mean, I'm turning 32 in a couple of weeks here. It's terrifying.
I'm not far behind you.
I know, but it was just so funny, like talking to the student athletes who are playing on the field hockey team now, and like that they were like, this thing is old, it needs to be replaced, and it's how far we've come from when Coach Peters, was playing at Holyoke High School or at Springfield College because we couldn't play home games. So, we've come a long way, and with the support of everybody who has given so far and the people who are hopefully going to make the decision to make that donation, we're going to go even further. Justin, thank you for joining us and chatting. It's great to catch up with you always, my friend.
Yeah, buddy. Thank you so much for reaching out, and it was great catching up. And I'm looking forward to reconnecting with a whole bunch of AIC alum continuing this week. I've had some great conversations with some people that I haven't talked to in a couple of years, and it's been great. And so I encourage everyone to continue to reach out, make those connections, and help support AIC Yellow Jackets, past, present, and future.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, that link, www.aic.edu/AGW. Go there. You can pick whichever team you'd like to make your donation to, or you can donate directly to the athletic department as a whole. Totally up to you. See what the teams are about, what they're looking to do, and make your choice. And even, again, as Justin said, even if it's only $5, a little bit goes a long way. If everybody I knew chipped in $5, we'd be well over $100,000.
Absolutely, for sure.
So thank you for tuning in. And again, www.aic.edu/AGW. Hope to see your name on there soon if it's not there already.